Well, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, July 19th, and I decided it was time to do a weigh in video. Haven't done one for a while, but I want to let you know how I was doing. I'm still following the Weight Watchers plan and weighing in every week, whether I put a video up or not. So let's grab your coffee. I've got quite a bit to tell you today. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a hot minute again since I have been up here on YouTube. I just wanted to give you an update on how I've been doing on the plan, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the food that I've been eating. But first, I want to give you an update. So I weigh in on Saturdays, and as you know, I weigh in every single day. But I weigh in on Saturdays, and so since the 28th of June, I've done okay. I mean, I haven't been perfect, but I've done okay. I'll get my app up here. Yeah, so I can tell you. So June 28th, and I forget the last video that I put up, was I weighed in at 234.1, which was a loss of 1 pound for that week. Then we get over to July. Of course, we had the July 4th and everything. So on July 5th, I weighed in at 235.9, which was a gain of 1.8 pounds. Then last week, July 12th, I weighed in at 233.9, which was a loss of 2 pounds. And then this morning, July 19th, I weighed in at 232.7, which was a loss of 1.2 pounds. I'm going to put that graph up there on the screen so you can see that. Okay, so like I said, not perfect, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing much better on plan and much better about staying on plan than what I have been. I haven't given you my stats update in a while, so I'm going to do that now. And some of these are, to me, are pretty pathetic and disgusting, only because I've been on Weight Watchers for so long. So today, like I said, I weighed in at 232.7. So it was a daily loss of 1.8 and a weekly loss of 1.2. I am down 4.9 so far in the month of July. For the year, I'm only down 2.4, but at least it's not a gain, So I have a total loss of 45.1 pounds. Now, the thing that disgusts me is that I had a loss. I was up to almost 93 pounds that I had lost. So I've gained quite a bit. My BMI today was 42.56. I had that down to 33. I am 47.2 pounds away from my lowest weight, the lowest weight I ever hit, which was back in 2020. I have 32.8 pounds to get to Wonderland. To the halfway mark to my goal, I've got 26.3 pounds. And my goal is 97.7 pounds away. So I have a goal to lose at least 100 pounds. So to get to the 100-pound mark, I need 54.9 more pounds. I've lost a total of 16.235% of my body weight since I began. And then the others are, I keep track of what I've lost year to year. And I'm not going to bore you with all of that. Just know that I've had more gains than I've had losses lately. So, why is that? Why has it been so incredibly difficult for me to stay with the program? And I can tell you honestly, I don't know. My air conditioner just kicked in, so it's very loud. I don't know if this is going to affect the noise or not. If so, I'll try to edit it out, but I'm not sure I can. So I was doing, really, really, really well back there in, 2020, 2021. And then it's like, I did really well during the pandemic. And then, I don't know, I just kind of lost my mojo. And it has been that many years since I have been back. I thought after I had my stroke in 2023 that was going to kind of spur me on to get me back on plan. And, it did for a while, and I was really good for a while. And then I lost my mojo. I lost interest. And honestly, I think I was really suffering from diet fatigue, which, I don't know if that's a real thing, but for me, diet fatigue, I just got so tired of weighing and measuring and counting points and all the things. I was just so tired. I was so tired of eating basically the same things, which I do now anyway. And part of that is because, I'm on a real strict budget, and, the food I eat is not, it doesn't overextend my budget. And I don't go out to eat much. And if I do, it's because I've saved for it. But every time I go out to eat, I gain weight. So, I don't typically go out to eat. I'm here by myself anyway. And, sometimes it's just not fun to go out by myself. Anyway, I don't know what happened that made me lose my motivation. I don't know what made me take my head out of the game, because I was doing so well and I had so many high hopes back there in 2020 that I was going to hit that 100-pound goal. And then slowly but surely the weight kept creeping back. Now, luckily, I haven't gained back everything. I think I told you I've gained 47 point something pounds back out of that 93. So I haven't gained everything back, and I don't intend to. What I have been doing and what's made me have the success that I've had here in July is that I've really been sticking to my meal plan. So every Friday night I meal plan for the coming week. So that's what I did last night. I knew today was weigh-in day. I made my meal plan, and then I made my grocery list off of my meal plan. I went to the grocery store today, got only what I needed. I still went over budget by about $40, but it was only what I needed, and most of that's going to last me about 2 weeks. So I have been taking my breakfast and my lunch with me to work. Now, as you know, I work in a hotel. So and the employees are allowed to eat breakfast. That's the only meal we serve there. And when I first started here, that's what I was doing. I was eating the breakfast every single morning, and well, I wasn't losing any weight, and no wonder. So the only thing that I'll take off of the breakfast bar now is when they have either scrambled eggs or they have these they call them egg rounds. So they're just cooked eggs. And it's all prepackaged stuff, so I'm sure there's preservatives and stuff in it. But that's the only thing I will take off the breakfast bar now. I will even take my own toast with me and toast it there. So before I go to bed at night, that's the last thing I do is I pack my breakfast and my lunch. So it's all set to go for me in the morning. If I don't, then I'm in trouble. Because if I don't take my breakfast and my lunch, the hotel's right next to a McDonald's, and I got into a lot of trouble doing that. Not work trouble, but weight trouble, because I was lazy, didn't take my lunch, and I was running next door to McDonald's for lunch, and so I've stopped that. Now, that's not to say I don't treat myself every now and again. I do. Today was an off day. I did have something that wasn't on my meal plan. Something that when I was in the store, it just looked good, and I caved in, and I ate it. I mean, the whole thing. I tracked it, and let's just say I delved heavily into my weeklies today. So my weekly's reset. Um, Now, the interesting thing about that is even though it was a macaroni salad and it's a brand that I really like, so I had breakfast before I went to the store, and I came home and I ate this container, of macaroni salad. Um, I tracked the whole thing, and even though I'm over points, I was still only around 1,200 calories. So they weren't good calories, I'll tell you that. A lot of carbs in those calories. But so as a result, I decided I wasn't hungry anyway, because that was about 4 o'clock when I did that. I just had a cucumber salad with cucumbers and tomatoes and onions. That's all I had for dinner tonight. And, that's all I need. I'm not hungry anymore. So, I mean, I wasn't hungry really then, but I thought, well, I better eat something because otherwise I'm going to be looking for snacks. So, and I thought, well, it was weigh-in day. It's early in the weigh week, so I'll have time to deal with that. Whatever shows up on the scale tomorrow. What I've been finding when I go to work, I weigh myself before I go to work, which is I'm usually on the scale about 6:30 in the morning, and it's after only being up about a half an hour. The days that I weigh in, I'm able to get more sleep the night before, and I weigh in later, and I'm up about an hour before I weigh myself. So during the week, I don't get a real good gauge. I mean, if I know if the weight's going up and down, that I do know, but I don't get a real true weight. The reason I keep weighing myself that early in the morning is because if there's an uptick, I want to look to see what I've done, what I've eaten. Did I have too much sodium? Did I not drink enough water, or what the deal was? My goal is to stay within a half a pound all week long of what my weigh-in is on Saturday, because then on Friday, when I'm off on Friday, so I weigh myself later in the day and I sleep in later. It kind of balances itself out, if that makes any sense. So I'm really, really honestly trying to get my head back in this weight loss game. I'm tired of being tired. I mean, in the days that I eat really healthy, I have a little bit more energy. I sleep better. Now tonight, and I have to get up for work early in the morning, but tonight, since I had all those carbs, I don't know how my sleep's going to go. I mean, I'm tired now, but it's not like a sleepy tired. It's like kind of a sluggish, lethargic thing from eating crap, So, mostly what I'm eating is lean meats. I eat the 93% turkey. I'm eating chicken breasts. I have tuna. I'm eating more shrimp and cod. I'm eating whole grains, and I'm really trying to eat fewer processed foods. So whole grains, like the beginning of the week, well, I still have some from last week anyway. I'll cook up some brown rice that I have that I can mix in with my dishes, or some quinoa or some couscous. So good whole grains. I'm eating a lot of fresh vegetables, a lot of fresh fruit. I'm back to eating the non-fat Greek yogurt and low-fat cottage cheese. I'll be eating that. So there's plenty of variety in how I'm eating it, but that's basically what I have every day. Something that now for lunches. Sometimes I will take a sandwich. For breakfast, sometimes I'll take some oatmeal with me. I've been mixing some chia seeds in. I'm eating a little bit, some better fats, like, I'll have some almonds or walnuts with my yogurt. So all the things that we were taught early on that we should be doing in Weight Watchers. So basically for me, it's getting back to basics. I'm weighing and measuring everything. Now, yesterday, I went out for breakfast with one of my subscribers. So she was vacationing here in West Yellowstone, and she contacted me on Facebook and said, hey, you want to meet up? And I said, sure. So Kelly, it was really nice meeting you. and we had a nice conversation yesterday morning at the restaurant. I did not go off plan. So I had 2 poached eggs, and I had a couple slices of sourdough bread, stuff that was all very easy to track. So yesterday was a really good day on plan. So anyway, if any of you come out here to West Yellowstone on vacation, let me know. I'd be happy to meet up with you. Speaking of that, I think in my last video, I think I told you I was looking for a winter position, and I have one. So the hotel here offered me a position for the winter. So I'm going to stay. I don't have to move my trailer anywhere. I'm not going to stay in my trailer in the winter because, it's my understanding they can get, several inches of snow here during the winter. But they are going to move my trailer over to a parking lot, so it's not on this gravel stuff that I'm on right now. In the parking lot's like one of the hotels that I work at. And then they're going to put me up for the winter also in either one of the hotels that they have here, or they also have some apartments and some houses here. We haven't gotten to that point yet. I just accepted the position a couple weeks ago, and so I'll be staying here for the winter. And they also offered me a position for next summer, so I'll be here again next summer. So I don't have to worry about moving my trailer, at least, until next October, not this coming October. So and hopefully, I'll just stay here for a while till I get my finances where I want them to be, and then we'll see what happens. I am going to take a few weeks off at the end of the season and go back to Ohio to see my grandson, and I'm going to go to Oklahoma to see my granddaughter, and of course I got to see my kids. Not sure that I'll get to see my daughter. She got a new job, so she's moving up to the Portland area. I think next weekend. So, I have to figure out all the logistics yet, but I am going to be traveling a little bit there in October, beginning of November. I'm not going to take too much time off because, I don't want to lose the income. But, yeah, so that all worked out for me, and I'm really happy about it. I like my job here. It's one of the easiest jobs I've ever had. And so, happy to stay here. But if any of you are out here, like I said, come on in. If I get some time off, we'll go into Yellowstone and have a nice meet and greet. So anyway, this is getting pretty long here. I just wanted to give you that weigh-in update. I'm doing well enough that I don't feel awful about myself. Anyway, because you have those when you're off your plan for a long time, you start feeling just. At least me, I just started feeling yucky, not only physically, but just, mentally. I just felt like I'm never going to be able to do this again. I don't know how I got off plan. I just don't know how I'm going to get back on. And I figure the best way to get back on is just to take the first step. That's what we tell our students. If you don't know where to start, just start with the first step. So, it's my plan. My plan is to stay on plan and to follow my meal plan. And speaking of which, it's getting kind of late, so I do have to go get my lunch and my breakfast packed up for tomorrow. And I also have to wash my hair because it takes too long in the morning. So anyway, that's it for me. I do have a lot of stuff recorded as far as food. This video is pretty long, so I'm not going to put it at the end of this video. The next video I put up, I'm not sure when that's going to be. My goal is to at least have one video up a week. I don't know that I'll ever get back to recording every single day again, as long as I'm working anyway. But my goal is to at least have one video up every week so I can show you what I've been eating throughout the week. It's nothing earth-shattering. It's nothing really, really cool. Like you're not going to watch it and say, "Oh, gee, I better make that." No, you're not going to do that. Although I did make a lentil soup that was pretty darn good. and it was only 1 point for a cup. It was super, super filling because it had the lentils and the carrots and the celery and stuff in it. Very, very good. And that sustained me for several lunches. So I'm getting off track again. I'm going to end this here because this portion is already 17 minutes long. So I will see you guys soon. Please drop in the comments below what you are doing to stay on track, or if you've fallen off track, what you did to get back on and get your head back in the game. I really, really would like to know that. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.